Crypto is boring right now. I'm bored. You're probably bored. I didn't even want to do this video, but I'm doing the video because in this video, I want to break down the very important Cardano charts and explain why right now is a make or break for ADA. What is up, everyone? Welcome to Crypto Capital Venture. Hit the subscribe and like on the way in. I really appreciate your support as we grow the YouTube channel. We're approaching the 300K mark. Let's jump into it. This is Cardano on the weekly. Let's start at least. Actually, I mean, the whole video is exciting, even though it is just crypto is, it's putting me to sleep. Even though there's actually a lot of exciting things happening on this chart, on this zoomed out chart. I just tweeted this. Here's the parabolic ADA move to $15 that many think we will see by the end of the year. $500 billion market cap seems unbelievable to many, but not to me. Not at all. I still think Cardano would top out around $8 to $10, not 15. And I do. I think I mentioned $7 to $10 range, and I think that is more of a realistic run for Cardano. But $500 billion market cap to $15, it's not out of the question. I've seen crazier things in crypto. I really have. And if we go over though, let's talk about what I want to talk about, the make or break, kind of on the short-term charts, because we're really at a make or break, and it kind of does start on the weekly. So let's first get rid of this speculative move to 15, right? We can entertain that for a second, but let's remove that. Now, if you've been watching my videos, you know we're going into smart contracts, this couple month phase before smart contracts happen, right around here, sometime in September. We don't know an exact date. Very similar phase, 2 months before the Mary hard fork, 2 months before the Shelley hard fork. You know this. I'm tracking this. I want to see what happens on these charts. Maybe we don't get the move to the upside. Maybe we get to the downside. I don't care. I want to track and see how this plays out. But more importantly, what we have to realize is the story of getting here to this pre-hard fork area, right? And the story is from this last swing high right to right now, we've consolidated right into the 20-week moving average. We've talked about that. But what I want to do is I want to dig into actually where we are now, because we're at ADA is at an extremely critical time on these charts. Cardano needs a move to the upside. It doesn't even have to be an explosive move. We just need to see slight higher highs and higher lows now, and I'm going to show you why on the short term. But this is on the weekly, and we're tracking a very similar consolidation that happened going into the blast off phase into Mary hard fork, and we are pre Alonzo, right here, Alonzo hard fork. Smart contracts, the biggest of them all, right? So we're in this very similar area, pulled into the 20-week moving average as we were back here. Now, that speculative scenario actually was kind of based off of this move. It was the consolidation along the 20-week moving average to the swing high to Mary hard fork, and I just kind of charted it over here. I moved it down a little bit to like $15. There's our speculative move. It's a bull market continuation. It doesn't have to play out exactly like that. But that's the move we all want to see. But to get there, now is the time that Cardano needs to start making moves. And it's very similar to what happened here. So let's shift away from the weekly and let's look at September, right, 2020 to November 2020. But let's look at it on the daily chart. So here we are. So September 2020. So let me just draw a line. September 2020 to November, let's just say November, December 2020, kind of right when we got this blast off move. So let's just put an arrow right here. So basically, we're tracking a consolidation that is very similar to right back here in 2020. We're tracking very similar here. And what we see on the daily is this first bounce to the 200 moving average on the daily chart. Now, you can notice this bounce back here, 200 daily moving average. Now, the other thing you notice is the 20-day up here crossing below the 50-day into that move. We have the 20-day moving average crossing into the 50-day into that move. This is why it's so critical. We've gotten this bounce off the 200. And right now, Cardano's putting in a higher low of sorts. And this could come down even further. And we can still put in a higher low. What that looks like, we take out our Fibonacci, and we take that swing low back here. And I know I'm kind of zoomed out, but just track with me. Swing low to the swing high that we just had, that recent swing high. And this is on a daily chart. And you can just see, we can put in a higher low. We could do another bounce at the 200 moving average area, right at the 786, $1.10. to the 618, $1.18. It's not going to be a fun move if it happens. There's going to be so many bears in the comments, that's for sure. But the reason why I'm charting that is because we had a very similar move after this first 200 moving average bounce back here in 2020. We had it to swing high, and look at this, to swing, or I'm sorry, swing low to swing high, back down to a Fibonacci that we just charted speculatively on our current charts. And you can see Cardano came down and actually tested that 200 moving average once again before taking off. Now, all the while it was doing that, I want to note this. This is extremely important because this is kind of why I wanted to do this video. This is, in the intro when I just said it's extremely important, make or break, is because we got this bounce off the 200 moving average, right? Cardano retested actually right here, the 50-day, failed for like a week, and then it actually broke above the 50-day, that blue line. This blue line is very important just for this midterm to longer term trend of any crypto. And it really helps illustrate the picture of upward momentum and downward momentum. And when we start seeing upward momentum, we start seeing just higher highs and higher lows above. So at the very least, we want to see breaks above the 50-day moving average that turn into support above the 50-day moving average, right? But when you start seeing Cardano struggle, right, not breaking even above, and you start seeing it potentially struggle, not even breaking above multiple times, then you start getting in bearish confirmation, I guess we could call it. And this is where Cardano is right now. So we see how this played out back then. Cardano succeeded in breaking above, tested again, broke above again. We're just cruising above it, and then we're breaking away from it, the overextension. Now here's where we are now. So we go to the chart now, and we can see, all right, the test is coming. We haven't tested it just yet for the second time, but we have approached it. We came down a second time, and we need to see now what's going to progress, what's going to happen the next time Cardano tests that 50-day moving average. This move is 100% up in the air. I don't know when it will happen. To give you a sense, it's around $1.47. It's not far away for Cardano to test this area. Price range wise, we're looking at from where Cardano is right now, it's like a 10% move from where Cardano is right now. Now, notice the move, 200 moving average, 50-day, down, right? So let's go back and let's look at the chart. We have 200 moving average to the 50-day, down. Cardano made a move to the upside. We want to see a similar move to the upside. We don't want to just see lower lows and lower highs to the downside. And that's exactly what we're watching for right now. And I can't sit here and tell you what's going to happen next, but this is it. We're getting very close. We've consolidated for a while, and now the daily chart signals, the weekly chart signals, they really are starting to come into play. I haven't even gone over momentum oscillators and what they look like, but really, putting them aside, these are really, truly helpful, consistent indicators on the charts. And I want to go over to the 6 hour to really give you a sense of how urgent it is, because we've just been tracking all of these areas. Now, the 50-day moving average right now is right around $1.46. I mean, it wasn't long ago. I mean, we were doing it, and the 50-day moving average was like in the $1.50s, the $1.60s. Cardano just has never made it up above the 50-day moving average. This is a 6 hour, remember. So right now on the 6 hour chart, the 50-day moving average sitting around $1.46. Beyond that, we have the 20-week moving average. Cardano currently below. That sits at around $1.38. Cardano trading at $1.33 right now. We have a 2018 all-time high, which is just so interesting. Every month since February, Cardano has interacted with the 2018 all-time high. Look at this. And back here, it was kind of looking a little bit like resistance for a few times. Resistance 4 times, breaking above, and now we're kind of testing it. We see it wick below a few times, and right now we're putting in these higher highs and higher lows kind of right around the $1.33. It's very indecisive and unknown right now. It truly is. But we have the areas on the charts to watch for, to wait for signals, and this is it. You have to be patient. There's nobody that's going to sit here on YouTube and tell you, listen, the charts, they've made it clear. They've told us exactly what Cardano's going to do. Cardano's going down. Cardano's going up. They just haven't done that. but we can wait for these signals. And one of those signals, at least in my book, the very important one is this 50-day moving average. At the very least, it's a 10% move to around $1.47, $1.46. This can change, obviously, as the days progress. This could come down a little bit. This can, we have to watch it. But right now, interestingly enough, Cardano trading between the 20 and the 50-day. And we just saw a very similar move back here, zoomed out on the chart, back in this area leading into this next bullish phase for Cardano. You can just even see Cardano, breaking down off the 200 to the 50, trading between these two lines, a 20-day moving average, that green line, and the blue line, the 50, and then making a break to the upside. And this is kind of the move we're looking for. Cardano is getting very squeezed in between the 50 and the 20-day moving average. At the very least, I will say we can give a little room for consolidation. Again, that Fibonacci support is down here in the dollar, what is it? $1.18 to $1.10 range. But hopefully, Cardano makes a move to the upside, that 50-day, right around $1.46. If Cardano makes a break above that area, it could be a very, very bullish first sign that Cardano is getting ready to do something special. But we have to track it. We have to track crypto. We have to track Bitcoin markets in general, and time will tell. So wanted to throw that out there as we're all sitting around watching the charts, wondering what's next. This is my outlook. This is what I'm watching. I don't know what you guys are watching, but I hope you're doing good out there. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. I'll see you all in the next video. I appreciate each and every one of you. God bless.